Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Wonderful. Let's get started, shall we?
Let's get started.
Lauren, my name is Ian Lucero. I'm with GCU Agency. I'm a counselor there. Before we begin your session, I would like to start by reviewing our informed consent form with you. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. To complete this session, I consent to video audio recordings being made of mock counseling sessions and to these recordings being used to aid in the growth of counseling knowledge and skills. I consent to the excerpts from these recordings or descriptions of them being used by the Grand Canyon University faculty and staff for the purposes of supervision, research, and/or teaching. I understand that any part of a conversation that is recorded and/or written down will be kept confidential. I will not disclose any information that may identify me in the mock counseling session recordings. The information given will be fictional and I will use an alias. I understand that Zoom will be used to record counseling sessions and that Zoom meets both HIPAA and FERPA confidentiality standards. I understand that if the recording of the mock counseling session activates any suicidal ideation or other potentially harmful thoughts, I will reach out to a professional in my area immediately. Neither GCU, the college, nor the counseling student will be held accountable if I harm myself. Do you agree to electronically sign this document?
Yes.
Do you have any questions regarding any of those statements before you electronically sign this document?
I don't have any questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lauren. Lauren, let's go ahead and start. I'd like to know what brings you in for counseling today.
I've had a rough couple weeks. I just got out of the hospital a couple days ago. I broke my arm again.
Okay.
I guess I shouldn't say that I broke my arm again. My boyfriend, he gets really angry sometimes.
I see. Lauren, is it my understanding that you are in a relationship that involves some domestic violence?
I don't know if I would say it was domestic violence. I think he gets mad and I need to just stop making him angry.
Mm-hmm. Let me step back a moment. Tell me in your own words why you believe that what you are experiencing right now does not constitute as domestic violence.
Well, I think everybody's boyfriend or husband just can be a little physical sometimes. It's just how men are.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And tell me again about your boyfriend's anger and how you feel that you shouldn't make him angry.
Well, I know there are things that make him angry. Like he expects me to keep a clean house. He wants me home when he's home. And I know these things. And I just need to obey his rules. Like we're in a relationship. I need to follow the rules. And then I won't get hurt. He tells me that all the time. Just follow the rules.
I see. Uh, so, in your opinion, most people's or everyone's boyfriend can be a little physical. And you believe that it is within your control to um, assess what will make your boyfriend angry, and therefore his anger is justified because you participate in actions that you know will make him angry.
Yes. Well, when you say it like that, it sounds awful. But really, I know he loses his temper. It's because he loves me.
Okay. Lauren, I'd like to dive a little bit into what some might consider your upbringing or your culture. Can you tell me a little bit about what your home looked like when you were growing up? Your what kind of relationship your parents had? What did your home look like? What did it feel like?
Well, my dad went out and worked, and my mom stayed at home with the kids. She cooked and she cleaned, and she just did everything she could for my dad. And I feel like that's what I try to do in my relationships.
Mhm. Okay.
And my dad wasn't a nice man. Like, I know that him and my mom had problems, but she always stuck by him. Like, she would never leave my dad.
I see. Um, by any chance, Lauren, did your parents ever get into physical fights or physical altercations?
I can remember once when I was a little girl, my dad did slap my mother across the face. I don't remember what it was for or the context, but yes, there was definitely some physical aggression.
I see. So, dad worked. He was your typical working man, and mom took care of the home. And to the best of your knowledge, you can recall one moment where things got violent.
Yes.
Now, if we put you back into that space in time of when that physically violent moment happened, how did it make you feel? What do you remember feeling?
I was scared. I was scared for my mom, and it was surprising.
Sure, absolutely. Those are very, very scary, intense moments. Lauren, can you share with me how old you were at the time?
I was probably in grade school, but younger grade school, probably like first or second grade.
Okay, you were kind of young. That's a very intense thing to see when you're a first grader or a second grader. Okay. Lauren, tell me a little bit about your relationships, your dating relationships, your romantic relationships.
I always tell people I have bad luck. I don't know.
Mhm.
I've dated a few times and things just they never work out, but with my boyfriend now, it's such a small thing, just to have a temper. I feel like he loves me.
Okay. Lauren, what does your boyfriend do that makes you feel loved? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, he takes me out to do things. He does plan little trips. We had a little movie date, and he makes sure I'm taken care of. If I ever need help with paying rent or I need help buying groceries, I know he'll be there.
I see. So, is it safe to assume that you view your boyfriend as a good provider?
Yes.
Okay. Um, Lauren, have you ever, in the time that you've been with this current partner, have you ever felt as though um, there is an unhealthy level to this relationship in that he is obviously physically harming you, but also is providing for you? So there's this power, there's this imbalance. Does that ever present as a concern to you? Has that crossed your mind?
Never like how you're saying it. I always think of it more as taking the good with the bad, and at least I know what his bad is.
I see. Okay. Can you think of anything else other than his ability to provide for expenses or rent that make him a good partner, a healthy partner?
Well, he loves me.
What does love look like to you? Tell me about that love. Tell me about that feeling that he provides to you.
Well, he's my boyfriend. He's my partner. He's the one I go out and do things with. If it wasn't him, it would just be me alone. No one wants to be alone.
That's a very big statement. Lauren, I most definitely would like to continue to work with you. And I'm very happy to see that you have reached out to receive counseling services. Before I end the session, I would like to let you know that if at any time I feel as though your life is in danger, please know that most, if not all, of the conversations we have in counseling are confidential. I need to maintain your safety and your confidentiality. I need to follow HIPAA. However, there are certain stipulations where a counselor, if there is justifiable fear that someone is in danger, I may need to make that call. And I can see that we're going to have some very meaningful conversations regarding healthy relationships as we continue in your sessions. Are you open to continuing sessions and discussing healthy relationships, healthy boundaries?
Yes, I would like to not go to the hospital again.
Understood. Lauren, thank you so much for your time this evening. I will make sure that we continue to develop skills and process feelings to help you better your relationships and avoid these kinds of altercations. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right.